Hyenas surge forward, applying pressure with powerful jaws and relentless endurance. They tighten their formation, forcing the target into constant defense. Each counterattack doesn't slow them down. It only intensifies the confrontation. That is the strength of hyenas: persistent, overwhelming, and unyielding. In the wild, where does their true limit lie? On the African savanna, the topi moves like an athlete of the grasslands, with long strides and speeds reaching up to 40 miles per hour. A streamlined body, strong muscles, and sharply curved horns give it a clear advantage in short chases. But that very confidence in its speed and natural weapons can sometimes make the topi overlook threats that are already close by. At close range, hyenas don't need a prolonged chase. They move in quietly, step by step, narrowing the distance. With a gait that appears heavy and uneven, they can easily lead others to underestimate them. And in that very moment, the hunt begins. When one hyena charges in head-on, it forces the target to slow down. In the very next moment, another individual moves in to strike. With no space left to accelerate, the topi is quickly overwhelmed and taken down by the group. In a harsh land of survival, speed can give an individual the edge in a moment. But a single misjudgment can be enough to change the entire outcome of survival. But the target isn't always a full-grown individual. The harsh reality is most evident with the young. Just after birth, while still fragile, an opportunity immediately appears for the hyenas. A short, decisive rush is enough to secure the target. The mother topi turns back immediately. With her horns lowered, she charges in, applying pressure and forcing the hyena to pull away. But the struggle doesn't last long. The hyena stays focused on its target, and endurance begins to make the difference. When the mother topi loses her rhythm, an opening appears, and the hyena pulls back with its reward. Beneath sparse bushes, a rock python over 16 feet long has just finished a constriction that lasted for hours. Its body gradually loosens, its breathing slows after expending a large amount of energy. The prey lies still, the result of persistence and sustained pressure. But this very moment becomes a point of vulnerability. After expending all its strength, the python falls into a state of fatigue. If it begins to swallow its prey, its ability to move and respond becomes even more limited. From the edge of the brush, a hyena appears. It moves in a wide arc, closing in step by step. Once it senses that its opponent is no longer agile, it immediately takes advantage of the moment. In an instant, the hyena rushes in and seizes the prey, even as the python is still coiled around it. Faced with a clear disadvantage, the rock python is forced to loosen its hold to protect itself. Into the low grass, it quietly retreats, leaving behind the hard-earned result with a sense of loss. Because if it had delayed even for a moment, it could have become the hyena's next meal. Along migration corridors stretching for hundreds of miles across Africa, the wildebeest, weighing around 450 pounds, moves like an endless flow. With a powerful front body, sturdy curved horns, and strong backward kicks, it commands caution from any opponent. But within that moving flow, the hyenas look for a break in rhythm. They watch the formation and the terrain, waiting for the moment the herd crosses open ground. And when a gap appears, a sudden strike cuts into the flank, throwing the formation into chaos in just a few brief seconds. The target panics, breaks away from the moving line, and the chase begins. The hyenas maintain a steady pace for over 2 miles, taking turns to keep the pressure on. When the target begins to show signs of fatigue, they shift to closing in. One blocks the path while the others surround. There's no need for a sudden burst of speed, just constant pressure from all sides. The hunt comes to an end quickly. Individual strength can create distance, but it is coordination and endurance that ultimately decide the outcome of survival. In another part of the land, a hungry spotted hyena spots a herd of antelope already unsettled by other predators. It immediately seizes the opportunity, locks onto a young individual, and moves in to attack. But this time, things don't go as expected. Without hesitation and showing no fear, the mother antelope turns sharply and charges straight at the predator with incredible speed. Her head drops low, horns pointed forward. A direct impact drives forcefully into the hyena's side. The force of the impact throws the predator off balance. Even the spotted hyena, known for its toughness, is forced to hesitate. And in that brief moment, the young one manages to escape. Across the dry stretches of the savanna, an ostrich nest hidden in a low patch of grass becomes the center of tension. Large eggs and a few newly hatched chicks emit faint sounds, signals that can easily draw the attention of a predator. From a distance, a spotted hyena approaches, its gaze fixed on the target with the instinct of an opportunistic hunter. The atmosphere shifts the moment the hyena enters the territory. The male ostrich, standing over 6.5 feet tall, rises and strides forward with speed. Its wings spread wide, making its body appear larger, creating pressure that forces the intruder to hesitate. A powerful, fast, and precise kick is delivered, a highly dangerous defensive weapon. The hyena immediately changes direction, avoiding a direct confrontation and retreating to a safer distance. The encounter comes to an end as the predator chooses to move on. For the hyena, this opportunity carries far too much risk compared to the potential reward. At the water's edge on the African savanna, a tense chase drives a young buffalo away from the herd and straight toward a watering hole. Behind it, a spotted hyena closes in, forcing the young animal to leap into the water in an attempt to escape. It quickly closes in, overpowers the young buffalo, and pulls it off balance through the murky water. But just as the hyena commits to bringing the hunt to a close, a hippo bursts to the surface. The powerful snap tears through the water, passing dangerously close to the hyena. The young buffalo is unexpectedly spared. However, the brief calm by the river doesn't last long. In another area, this time the young buffalo isn't as fortunate, even with the protection of its mother. When the pack of hyenas notices the young one separating from the herd, they move in immediately, locking onto the target. The mother buffalo reacts in time and charges to defend, but faced with overwhelming numbers, the pack quickly divides roles. A few individuals stay close, nipping and harassing from different sides to keep the mother distracted. In the end, under relentless pressure, the mother buffalo is forced to withdraw. The hyenas quickly take full control of the target, bringing the hunt to a close as a shared meal for the pack. Out in the open grassland of the savanna, a group of lionesses is feeding on their recent success. The scene seems calm at first, but in the distance, a group of hyenas appears. They have picked up the scent of opportunity and move in with a wide formation, applying pressure from multiple directions. As the distance closes, two lionesses immediately charge forward in warning, using speed to push back those that come too close. But the advantage of numbers quickly comes into play. The hyenas do not scatter. Instead, they tighten their circle, maintaining constant pressure from all sides. The balance begins to shift. The lionesses are forced to move more to hold their ground, while the hyenas take turns advancing and pulling back, searching for openings. All it takes is a brief lapse in focus, and the situation can quickly turn. At that moment, a male lion appeared, charging straight into the center. Its presence immediately disrupted the balance, but it did not stop there. The male lion took the prey for itself. In a short time, the one that arrived later took control. On the savanna, power does not belong to the one who finds it first, but to the one capable of holding on to it. When a hyena strays into a lion's territory, the scenario changes completely. In sparse brush, just a single well-timed approach from a concealed angle allows the lion to close the distance in an instant. The sudden burst of power, combined with precise positioning, leaves the hyena at a clear disadvantage almost immediately. There is no longer any encirclement or prolonged strategy. The encounter ends very quickly. The hyena has no time to escape and pays a heavy price. It serves as a clear reminder that the territory of a dominant predator leaves no room for mistakes. The dry season casts a golden hue over the Serengeti, turning the grasslands into a harsh challenge. Every movement becomes a test of endurance. Across the dusty, gravel-covered ground, a small group of spotted hyenas forms a loose formation, quietly trailing a herd of zebras moving in search of water. An adult zebra can reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, with kicks strong enough to drive off a predator. But the hyenas do not choose a short sprint. They maintain a steady pace, taking turns at the front, turning the pursuit into a long, exhausting chase that stretches across many miles. Repeated close approaches create constant pressure, causing the zebra herd to lose formation. One individual begins to slow down, gradually separating from the moving group. The hyenas immediately tighten their formation. As the extended run begins to take its toll and movement slows, the group moves in to attack. The chase comes to an end, and the hyenas secure their reward after the long pursuit. On the Serengeti, victory does not always come from the fastest burst of speed, but from the ability to maintain rhythm until the very end, where quiet endurance ultimately shapes the outcome of the hunt. It is not the fastest that remains until the end, but the most enduring. Hyenas do not prevail through individual strength, but through strategy, coordination, and the ability to wait for the right moment. In the wild, every confrontation is a balance between risk and opportunity. For those who want to see more intense survival moments, please like and subscribe. And perhaps the next stories will offer a new perspective on the natural world.